Hey there guys, and happy whatever day it is that you're watching this video. So today is the third and final coffee that I got from the London Coffee Festival, which I've realised this morning as I film was a little while ago now. And this coffee is a month and a bit longer old, but it's still tasting good. The coffee itself is from Conscious Coffee Roasters, and I'm hoping that doesn't mean that the coffee is sentient. Otherwise, I'm in for a world of trouble after all the coffee I have ground or murdered and drunk. So, we're going to talk about it, find out why it tastes so good, and also why it's taken me so long to brew it. So kick back, relax, get yourselves a coffee, and welcome to Today I Brewed. So, Conscious Coffee. I actually met the guys on the stand, and I didn't even try this coffee, I didn't think, but the tasting notes are what drew me in. And the guys on the stand were absolutely lovely. They were so enthusiastic and just excited to be there, and also excited to share the coffees they were offering. And it's really hard to kind of not get something from someone who's so passionate, because obviously they're passionate about their product, which I feel they have a right to be, because it's delicious. So why don't we talk about it? Let's find out where it's from. Well, it's from Peru. There we go. Ha! Just kidding. So the coffee itself comes from a farmer, Raul Flores, and here goes my terrible pronunciation. It's from San Jose de Lourdes in San Ignacio, Peru. The farm is Finca Productiva, and the coffee itself is a yellow Caturra. It's a washed coffee, but I also think there is, if I've got this correct, part of that process is also the intrinsic cherry method. Let me try and remember what that is. So this coffee itself is a micro lot, and with the intrinsic cherry process, the beans are fermented in the same bags they get transported to the mill in, with the idea that it retains a lot more of the characteristics of that specific crop and the region as well. I believe the fermentation of this before it was washed is 72 hours, and then the other part of the process that quite interesting, after it's been fermented and chilling in the bags, The coffee's washed and then it's placed on some raised drying beds, but it's also placed in a tent, which I believe is then left there for 15 to 20 days. I think I remembered that. Who cares if I'm wrong? But it's an interesting process, and I think I've had a few in the past coffees of this method, and I've really enjoyed them. They do have enhanced characteristics of juiciness, a bit of sweetness in there as well, and I do think it does enhance the flavour. I mean, especially if you're trying to retain the characteristics of the region, or the farm in particular. It seems like a good way to do it. But anyway, tasting notes. Passion fruit, pineapple, and vanilla. And this coffee, as I said, is now, it's about a month, nearly 2 months old. And this shows how slow I have been in recording these videos. But it was roasted on the 8th of April, which, had I drank it straight after the festival, would have been a bit too fresh for me, I think. But it sounds delicious, doesn't it? And it's been fun to drink. And it's been nice to try and dial it in perfectly. But now that we've done talking about the coffee, let's talk about the bag. It is pretty cool. I do quite like colourful stuff. I think I'm a bit like a magpie. I'm drawn to colours and shiny things. Although the bag itself is a plain white, the colours look great. And I do love this little picture here of the hands surrounding Conscious. I just think it looks cool. And it also says on the back, making better coffee, making coffee better. Which I like, and it's really cool. As I said, the people who were there were really cool, and I think the bag reflects their coolness. And again, I just hope the coffee itself isn't conscious, because that would be terrifying. Anyway, let's talk about the brew. Let's talk about the grinding process, all that stuff, and see how it tastes. I quite liked the grind on this one. Aromas are pretty bright. I mean, pineapple is a juicy, bright aroma anyway, but this was darn flavourful, and it was super fresh. It was reminded me of an open pineapple, or a pineapple just opened. It was absolutely vibrant. You could kind of get the pineapple acidity-ness in the aroma. Passion fruit was a little less there, I think, at the moment of grinding, but the vanilla came through really nice. And I don't think I've ever had pineapple and vanilla before, but in the aroma, it kind of smelled like a good combination. And I was excited for it, you know? I think, as I said before, I love juicy aromas, I love juicy tasting notes, and I love the way that juicy coffee tastes. And this is definitely a tropical coffee, yeah, which was even more noticeable when the coffee was brewing. And I think that's where the passion fruit came out a bit more. Mixed nicely with the pineapple, you can kind of see how wonderful the bloom is. Looks sexy, looks good. And I've also added, again, the WDT method while it's brewing. I think it definitely enhances the aroma, although I will have to do some more reading on the effects of doing it during the brew and what other effects it can have on the end brew. But I feel like it's working for me at the moment. If it stops, then I will stop doing it until it works again. But in the brew, gosh, the aromas were wonderful. And I don't want to say cocktail, but it was a bit like a cocktail. And the aromas were delicious. They were so well connected, harmonious, balanced. I don't think any was more powerful than the other this time. And it was just a delight. I was super excited to drink it. So let's drink it. Let's see how it is here today. Some lovely pineapple. A bit of vanilla underneath. And a subtle passion fruit in the brew. So how does it taste? It's got a lovely mouthfeel. Some light. Rolls around the mouth quite nice. Really light. But it does kind of remind me a bit of pineapple juice. So clean on the finish as well. Like real clean. Almost Outcast clean. Some lovely vanilla there. The acidity is coming through so bright and vibrant. Passion fruit is quite subtle actually today. But it's there. It's rounding off things quite nice. I think the pineapple is the most prominent flavour in the cup. Then the vanilla, then the passion fruit. But there is a lovely, lovely sweetness in my mouth just lingering. It is juicy. That is delightful. God, what a cup. What a cup. Now I think I checked. This coffee I don't think is available anymore on the website. Although when you look and see the subscription box, the picture of it is still there. Which I'm assuming means that the coffee is available somehow. And if it is, I hope you get to try it. Because it's delicious. It's fantastic. Again, we're kind of pushing on that 5-minute side of things on the brew time. But I'm not minding it. I know obviously there are rules and stuff, but the little extension, the 30 seconds max, I'm not sad about. And I've quite enjoyed them the last few weeks with a bit of a longer brew time. But I also drink 30 grams at a time, or 28.5, sorry. Which I think is bigger than most people would drink for themselves. Either way, it's delicious. So, I am gonna go finish the rest of it. Maybe even make myself an espresso. So, if you haven't got yourselves a coffee yet, go get yourselves one. Put your feet up, relax, enjoy the moderately more sunshine we are getting. And thank you for joining me on Today I Brewed.